So I used to be a badass kid, right? So that got me kicked out of a lot of schools, and that landed me in continuation school. Now, if you from LA, you know that any continuation school is gonna be some gang bang activity. And back then, I was all for it. So anyways, I ended up going to this continuation school in Santa Monica. And based on it was in Santa Monica, I used to always go up there strapped, but I would always hide it around the corner in the alley. So at first, when I ended up checking in the school, to my surprise, it was nobody really in there. The only enemy I had was a female, and based on her being a female, I wasn't really tripping like that. But every now and then, she talk her little shit, I talk my little shit, but it never really went further than that. Also, I had a homie up in there, but from the Mexican version of my hood. But while I was going there, I ended up going to juvenile hall. I think I went to juvenile hall probably for like a month or a month and a half or something. But when I got out of juvenile hall, I went back to the same school. So I walk up into the school and shit, and I go to class. But when I get up into the class, it's two new niggas up in there. And off the rip, I could tell they bangers. So, you know, I come into the class, I sit down and shit, and I'm just on some regular shit. Now, basically, they talking to each other. And what they talking about is some hood shit. I'm sitting at the desk listening, and I could tell that they know each other pretty much, like they didn't meet each other at school. But I still don't know where they from. So about like 5 minutes after that, one of them end up doing a hood call. And I recognized the hood call immediately. So I'm like, oh, okay, they from Whoop-de-Whoop. But they fake ops though. So as soon as I find out where they from, I'm like, oh, okay. I kick back and shit, and I'm just waiting. Based on they was allies of the girl. So I'm already knowing that the girl done told them where I'm from. So it's only inevitable that's gonna be some bullshit. Now the homie from the Mexican version of my hood, he already up on it too. That's when he hollered at me like, look, you already know I got your back type shit. That's when I told him I'm not even tripping. I got the pew-pew around the corner. He like, all right, for sure, fool. So I'm kicking back, and they still into their conversation, right? Like I said, I already knew it was coming eventually. They end up dissing in their conversation. As soon as I heard the diss, I immediately hopped up like, fuck Whoop-de-Whoop. Now, as soon as I said it, you could tell they was shocked. Like the look on their faces, you could tell they wasn't expect me to just hop up and diss like that. And like I said, it was two of them. So you had the big one, and then you had one kind of like my size. The big one immediately hop up and kind of like square off with me. So, you know, I'm squaring off back, you feel me? And we kind of like moving towards each other. But before we could squab, the teachers and shit like broke it up. So they grabbed me, you know what I'm saying? They grabbed them and like separate us. So after that, they send us all home. I leave, go get my pew-pew, hop on the bus and go home. Later on that night, they call my mom, talk about I'm kicked out, I can't come back. Now I gotta go to another school. So a couple weeks go by, and eventually I get accepted into Walt Whitman, which is Fairfax continuation. Now, as I'm walking up to the school, it just so happened to be some bloods hopping up out of a truck. And you could tell like they was going up to the school to bang on niggas and shit. Now, I'm banged out. I got blue belt hanging, blue chucks, blue fat laces, and a white t-shirt on. Soon as they see me, they get right up on me. Like 4 niggas run up to me. Blood, where you from, blood? Woo, blood? I'm like, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Soon as I tried to tell them where I was from, though, I couldn't even get the whole hood out. I got like half the hood out. They rushed me. So, you know, I tried to fight, you know what I'm saying, but it wasn't happening. I ended up on the floor, they stumped me out. So after they stumped me out, they walk off, you know what I'm saying? And I continue my way on to Walt Whitman to go check into the school. I walk up into the office, they see my ponytail all fucked up and shit. They like, what happened? I'm like, nothing. Anyways, I check into the school, and after I check in, I leave and I go to the hood. So now I'm in the hood chilling, and I'm with all the homies. And it's like probably like 15 of us. And we doing pretty much what we did every day, just hanging out. And back then, this is when chirps was popping. So you used to have to get $20 phone cards and put minutes on that shit. Now in my hood, it's 2 gas stations next to each other. But only one of them sold the minutes for the Boost Mobile cards. So me and the homies, we like 15 deep, and we bailed to the gas station because I needed the Boost Mobile card, and also niggas was going to get blunts and shit. So they end up going to the Chevron to get the blunts and shit. I ran across the street to Mobile by myself to get my Boost Mobile card. Now I walk up into the store, I grab a Boost Mobile card, pay for my shit, you know, I attempt to leave. Now as soon as I'm walking out the door, the big nigga out of the 2 dudes that I got into with at school came walking in. We meet up right outside the door. As soon as we seen each other, we both got happy like, ooh. Right after that, we both just start locking right there in front of the door, going at it. Boom, 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 boom. Now we fighting for a second right in front of the door, and every nigga from LA got that step back. So he did one of the famous LA step backs, and I guess when he stepped back, he seen the homies coming through his peripheral. Because usually after niggas step back, niggas rush in again. But he didn't rush in. That nigga rushed out. That nigga literally just took off running. But at first, I didn't know why he was running because I didn't see the homies coming. He seen them before me. So he run right into the middle of the street. And it's crazy how he got away because usually that street be busy as fuck. But for some reason, he had a clear fucking path. So he got a little head start on us. So now we all chasing the nigga up the street. And we telling the nigga like, come back. We just want to talk to you. He like, fuck that shit, he running. So eventually he make it to the hospital. The same hospital I ran in when the op girl and her homeboys tried to get me. All I remember is that nigga hopping over the yellow tape, running up into the motherfucking door, and like hiding behind the security and shit. Now the security now protecting him and shit on some shit like, y'all gotta get up out of here. No, we talking shit, you know what I'm saying? He hiding behind him. We like, nigga, you was a bitch. Whoa. Like, we gonna get your ass, nigga. So eventually we go outside. We like, fuck that nigga. You know what? He gotta catch the bus to his hood anyway. So we just gonna wait here at the bus stop. That shit ain't work. While we was waiting, the police came, hemmed us all up. Now we all on the corner hemmed up and shit while that nigga getting away now on the bus. That nigga came out, hopped on the bus and got on. I never seen that nigga again. Now eventually after that, I don't know exactly how long after, but eventually I caught the other one, the little one, like my side. I hop on the 33 on Venice. He owned that motherfucker with a female. As soon as I seen him, I'm like, yes. I walk up to the nigga, dissed him immediately. Like, you was a bitch. What's happening? Bro was turned all the way down. He didn't want no issue. I'm pressing him, like really marking him out. Especially since he got a female with him. I was really on some bullshit. I probably dissed that nigga 30 times. But he was turned down. He ain't want to fight. So I was like, fuck him. Y'all like, follow, and comment for more stories.